Since 2014, the Mayo Tsanaga division in the far-north region of Cameroon has lived to the rhythm of armed attacks, kidnappings and demands for ransoms. 12 years of suffering that have deeply marked the local population. In several localities, residents say that they have lost sleep, forced to live in almost permanent insecurity. It is in this context that the new senior divisional officer for the Mayo Tsanaga, Tsanaga Equinoxe, undertook his very first familiarization tour across the division's 7 subdivisions, the most populous of the far-north region of Cameroon. During the field mission, the administrative authority also visited about 20 traditional chiefdoms in order to familiarize himself with the realities experienced by the local population. Everywhere he goes, the findings were alarming. The testimonies gathered paints a picture of a division severely affected by violence linked to the terrorist sect Boko Haram and the growing phenomenon of hostage-taking. In Toro, in Mokolo subdivision, the figures provided by local authorities illustrate the scale of the tragedy. According to local elected officials, more than 300 civilians have lost their lives since the start of the security crisis, while 24 members of the vigilante committees have died in the line of duty protecting the local population, as clearly explained by the 5th deputy mayor of the Mokolo Council and an elite of Turu.
24 comités de vigilance qui ont été, n'est-ce pas, tombés pendant leur exercice.
In the same locality, the large Turu market was also set ablaze during an attack attributed to Boko Haram fighters. Several traders watched their shops go up in smoke, losing overnight fruit of many years of hard work. A member of the vigilante group explained.
Ils ont brûlé les boutiques après avoir pillé, après avoir emporté tous les biens, les marchandises de population.
The Turu Health Center, the main medical facility for the area's population, was not also spared by the inferno. The building was vandalized and large quantity of medical equipment and drugs was taken away by the attackers, according to the head of the Turu Health Center.
Ils ont enlevé tous les matériels de soins au niveau des salles de soins.
From Mokolo to Haina, passing through Sule de Roi, Mayo Muskota, Koza, Bura and Mogudi, the local population denounces the persistence of insecurity and the growing scale of kidnappings for ransom. Except concerns were not limited to security only, but also extended to the educational sector, as they say the sector is facing a serious shortage of teachers. Several teachers assigned there refuse to take up their responsibility because of the security situation, as explained by Omaro Mbuma, a bursar at the Bura Technical High School.
Le seul arrondissement de Bura compte à ce jour plus de 900 élèves. Et à l'heure où je parle, il y a 2 enseignants.
In Mogudi, Lamido Abubakar Faisal called for a strengthening of the security system in the area. He also requested the revival of the tourism sector in the Rumsiki area, once one of Cameroon's main touristic destinations, as well as the elevation of the Mogudi Lamidat to the rank of a first-class chiefdom.
Nous rencontrons des difficultés parce qu'on n'a pas assez d'eau. Nous rencontrons des difficultés parce que nous n'avons pas de lumière.
In Mayo Muskota subdivision, hostage-taking continues to spread fears. According to the local population, several families say that some of their relatives who were kidnapped have never regained their freedom despite ransom payment.
Les actes d'enlèvement avec demande de rançon par les hommes sans foi ni loi qui sèment la secousse à l'encontre.
Faced with this situation, the senior divisional officer for the Mayo Tsanaga issued a firm warning to all those who in the shadows collaborate with the armed groups by passing on information about security deployment on the ground. The administrative authority also paid tribute to the defense and security forces, as well as members of the vigilant committees who've paid the ultimate price in this war against Boko Haram. Since the start of the crisis, hundreds of volunteers have lost their lives across the Mayo Tsanaga division. The most recent tragedy occurred just about 10 days ago with the death of 2 members of the Vigilant Committee. At the end of his tour, Tsanaga Equinoxe expressed his determination to restore security in the Mayo Tsanaga.
Nous transmettons et adressons
According to him, a new strategic approach involving defense and security forces, administrative authorities, traditional rulers and the population will gradually be implemented in order to curb terrorist incursions and give hope back to the division wounded by more than a decade of violence.